Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, Allahu, Allah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Heaven and the earth. The example of his light is like a niche in which lamp is a lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The glass is as if it were a star shining like a pearl, kindled by the blessed olive tree, neither of the east nor of the west. It is close that the oil itself get ablaze, although the fire does not touch it. Light upon light, Allah guides towards His light whomever He wills. And Allah illustrates examples for mankind, and Allah knows everything. The Holy Prophet is a light from Allah. So, my dear students, by this verses of Quran, we are quite capable to understand that we are talking about light and we are talking about light sources. In the light sources, we have solid objects. You can see in the slide, and the shadow is there. We will investigate the following. What is light? What are some sources of light around us? What are opaque, transparent, and translucent objects? What is shadow? Some useful words. Opaque, a material that light cannot pass through. Reflect, when light bounces off a surface, in particular shiny surface such as mirror. Reflection, an image viewed in a mirror, for example, candle in front of a mirror, so it will produce a reflection. Light beam, a thin column of light such as projected by a torch, mirror. A shiny surface that reflects light. Light traveling, light is always moving. How does light travel? We have seen the pictures in front of us. Projector is producing a light, torch is producing a light, and the car of a headlights, they are producing a light. Light travels in straight lines, so we get shadows behind solid objects. How do we see things? We know that sun is the biggest source of light on the earth. If we want to see any object, when the light falls on any object, we can see through the reflection. Reflection. We can see that a candle is producing a light which is present in front of a mirror. Mirror, although is a smooth, shiny surface, and it is going to reflect its reflection, and a man who can see through this reflection. Sensing light. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us two eyes, and this is called as light detector. If the light is not there, we are not able to see anything. So we can say that the eyes is known as light sensing Light is a form of energy which enables us to see. Our eyes are sense organs which are able to sense light. Things which produce light are known as light sources. The sun is our main source of light. We can see a light source when light from the source enters our eyes. Objects which do not produce light can be seen because they reflect light into our eyes. Reflection of light is the bouncing of light off a surface. When light reflected, its direction. Both shiny and dull surfaces can reflect light. However, shiny surfaces reflect light better than dull surfaces. Here you can see the picture. There is incident light ray and there is a reflected light ray. And you can see that the angle between the two are 40 degree. And these light is falling on a mirror, which is smooth and shiny surface. And this is explained with the help of the laws of reflection. The laws of reflection states that the angle of the incident light ray is equal to the angle of reflected light ray. The incident ray is the beam of light that initially strikes the mirror, and the reflected ray is the beam of light that bounces off the mirror after striking the mirror. In this picture, we are able to see that light is diffused when it reflects from a rough surface. Here, many parallel rays are incident, but they are reflected at many different angles since the surface is rough. In picture 3, we can see that many objects such as people, clothing, leaves, and walls have rough surfaces and can be seen from all sides. A mirror, on the other hand, has a smooth surface compared with the wavelength of light and reflects light at a specific angle. How many sources of light can you see? Can you list and explain? Yes, we can see and we can explain it. There is the sun, biggest source of light on the earth, fire, which provides heat and cooking fuel, lighting, firefly, flashing light, flash lighting, light bulb, laser beam, optical, telephone, fibers, and traffic light. These are the source of light. Just passing through what happens when light strikes glass or wax paper or a book. If light travels through an object, it is transparent. If light is blocked by an object and a dark shadow is cast, it is opaque. If some light passes through but not all and light shadow is present, it is translucent. What happens when light hits these objects? Glass of water, school bus window, notebook paper, wax paper, plastic wrap, tissue paper, cardboard, textbook, and hand lens. The window on a school bus, the clear empty glass, a clear window pane, the lens of some eyeglasses, clear plastic wrap, the glass on a clock, a hand lens, colored glass, all of these are transparent. We can see through them because light passes through each of them. Translucent object, thin tissue paper, wax paper, tinted car windows, frosted glass, clouds, all of these materials are translucent and allow some light to pass, but the light cannot be clearly seen through. Opaque objects, heavyweight papers, cardboard, aluminium foil, mirror bricks, buildings, your eyelids and hands, solid wood doors, all of these objects are opaque because light cannot pass through them at all. What is light really? Electromagnetic radiation waves. Light waves are three-dimensional. Light waves vibrate in all planes around the center line. The wave will have high point called crests. Wave also have low point called troughs. The distance from one crest to the next crest is called wavelength. The number of waves passing a given point in 1 second is called the frequency. Shiny and dull surfaces. Now it's your work to find out, and you have to write down about dull or shiny light reflected from torch. I can see my face reflected. You can do this simple activity at home, and you can do it by yourself very easily. Shadow investigation. Here we have to find out some of the things. How we can change the size and position of the shadow. What happens to the size of the shadow when you move the figure near to the light? What happens to the shadow when you move the figure through from the light? Does moving the screen have the same effect? Does moving the light make a difference? Formation of a shadow. There is a light source and the object is placing in front of this object causing obstruction, and then you can see that shadow is formed. That the shadow are formed when light is stopped by object. Formation of a shadow. You can see the point source. You can see that when there is a solid object, so there is a very clear shadow is formed. And when we have white source, and you can see that there is an umbra which is called as black spot and penumbra which is outside from where the light passes through it. If an object is moved closer to the light source, the shadow gets bigger. The length and the position of the shadow formed vary with the position of the light source. An object can cast shadow of different shapes. Investigation over here, we have to extend distance between figure and screen, height of a shadow. We can do this simply with our hand and with the torch in a dark room, and we can find out all these things. Here we have a concept map, how we see things. On my right side, you can see the light. Light travels from a source in a straight line. Light enters in our eyes. Light direction of a ray can be indicated by an arrow. Reflection by mirror